Hello and welcome to episode 251, and what you see behind me is Hunt's Corner at Linear Fisheries. So we're mid-October now, guys. I normally do sort of one session on Hunt's Corner a year. Normally, I've got a bug on my neck or something. So normally when I do fish Hunt's Corner, I normally do it around kind of July, August time. So normally kind of 2 or 3 months ago from now traditionally. But I just haven't had the opportunity to get up here up until now. So I've rocked up half empty lake, surprisingly. I did have a good choice of swims, but I'm in peg 6. A swim I have fished before many years ago. If I can remember what episode it was during when I edit this video, I'll put a link up in the corner now so you can refer to that session. I do remember having a good session that time. Again, that would have been kind of peak of summer when the fish were kind of nice and warm and on the feed. As I said, it is mid-October now. It is starting to get a bit cool. When I left the house this morning it was just 6 degrees. Not sure what the water temperature is like at the moment, but we are definitely autumnal and definitely starting to get that little bit of a chill now. But anyway, I've only just rocked up. All my kit is still on the barrow behind the camera, guys. So I'm going to crack on, get everything sorted. So until later on, let's go fishing. Hey guys, so it might look like I'm fishing because the rods are on the alarms there, but we're not fishing yet. I'm still kind of halfway through mid setup, so everything's still kind of higgledy-piggledy behind the camera. But I went into my PVA bag bucket, and as luck would have it, I've got 3 PVA bags made up in my bucket left over from a previous session. Didn't even know I had these made up, so that's a bit of a bonus, because I do have to tie some hook lengths to make up some more PVA bag rigs. So having these 3 is a bit of a bonus. So I think these were left over from a few videos ago when I was fishing with Emma, my girlfriend, at Islands Carp Fishery. I'm sure that's where they're left over from. So, because I have discovered some PVA bags ready made up, I'm going to wrap up to 10.5 wraps. Why 10.5 wraps, you ask me? The reason is because I've had a little bit of experience here on Hunt's Corner. I already know between sort of 10 and 11 wraps out, there's a gravel bar that kind of runs almost the length of the lake. So 10.5 ramps? What's a ramp? 10.5 wraps, middle of the gravel bar, 3 bags ready to go, get fishing quick, and then while I sort out the rest of the gear, you know, at least I'm fishing then. So yeah, so a bit of a bonus having these 3 PVA bags ready to go. Oh, so I do have a bucket lid. I don't know if you can see it, guys, by me distance stick here, just so I don't drop a PVA bag on the damp grass. There we go, 10.5 wraps. Line was a bit bedded down on the reel amongst the other lines, so I was having to pull some of the line off the reel by hand then. Here we go then, first rod wrapped up. Let's get it out there. Guys, that rod I've just wrapped up, I'm going to cast it over to my right a little bit. There's a bit of a dip in the trees, which is a nice marker for nighttime casting if necessary. I don't think you can quite see it because of these trees here on my right hand side, but so I don't think you'll see this one where it's going to land, but yeah, here we go then. First cast, mid-October fishing. Hopefully I'll have at least one. Just slightly undercast it then. The PVA bag just hit the water as the line kind of hit the clip. So I don't know about you guys, but I always find short range casting, I always find it harder to do than long range casting because exactly that reason. I always trying to find I undercast it for short ranges rather than doing it as hard as I need to do to hit the clip. But oh, hey ho, it's out there. Like I say, these PV bags are only going to fish for a few hours anyway, because once I've tied up some more PV bag hook links, I'm going to change what I'm doing at the hook end anyway. Right guys, middle rod is already out. That one just kind of went out, I'd say almost dead ahead, probably at an 11 o'clock angle if anything. So this one, obviously being the left hand rod, is going to go out to the left. Still 10.5 wraps, but yeah, right, let's get it out there and then all three rods are fishing. That one's sailed up there nicely. I think my lines on my reels are bedded down quite tightly at the moment, and I'm pretty sure it's because of my last session at Todber Manor when I was catfishing. I'm sure that's why all my lines are bedded down really tight at the moment, just because of the heavy fights I had from the big cats there. It's really bedded the lines down really tight on the reel, so that's it. All three rods are up now, guys. Like I say, we'll let the PV bags just do their own thing for now. Like I say, I do have a bucket of mixed particle and whatnot, and there's all sorts of slop in that bucket down there, but like I say, we'll let the PVA bags do their own thing for now, and hopefully something comes along. If not, then we'll put a bit of bait out. But the rods are fishing, that's the main thing. Now gives me the opportunity to sort out the bomb site that's behind the camera. And guys, so obviously nothing's happened yet on the fishing front, but I've just been sat in my bivvy for the last hour and I've made up 5 new PVA bags for the way that I want to fish this session. And how you say to make 5 PVA bags? That's a long time, I hear you say. Not really, because I had to do everything from scratch, tie new hook links, everything. So yes, so that hour included having to tie 5 new hook links, then make the PVA bags up. So, gonna pull the rods in a minute. I need to go back up to my van because there's a couple of bits of left in the van, mainly my asthma inhalers. So I need to go and get them, and then when the rods go back out, they'll go back out on the PVA bags I've just made up. So the way I want to fish this session, and the way I've fished here in previous sessions that has always done me well, is fishing still PVA bags, but the bags I've made up have got a bit of yellow imitation fake sweet corn on the hair now. So normal PVA bag kind of set up, sort of 3.5 inches of soft braid. I've got a little sinker in the middle just to stop any hook link looping up. Avid style 3-ounce inline lead Gemini stem, and then all the fake yellow sweet corn that I'm using this session has been soaking in the seafood beetling. So, and then the reason why I want to fish imitation yellow sweet corn is because my spod mix I've got down here, right, bring it up to you, I don't know, this bucket's quite heavy, that's why I'm standing a bit awkwardly. So I don't know if you can see in all that slop, there's quite a lot of maize in there, guys, so hence the yellow sweet corn to fish kind of over the maize, as well as all the other bits and pieces of particle and slop that's in that bucket. So, you know, imitation particle over real particle. That's how I've normally fished on here, that's how I've normally done well. So once I've been up to my van, that's how I'm going to fish the rest of this session. Right, I'm going to pull the rods in now, go up to the van, go and get my asthma inhalers, and then yeah, we'll get them rods back out on them new bags, then some spod will go out. And guys, so as you can see to my right, as the rods are now back out and fishing. As I said earlier on, we are now fishing on the fake imitation corn that's been soaked in the old seafood beetling from Hinders. I haven't put any bait out yet, but that is my next job. So I'm probably not going to put a lot out, maybe just a few spods per rod just to start off, you know, kind of the baiting campaign side of this session. Yeah, we're fishing again, so that's it. The rods are now out for the night. It is kind of tea time-ish now. Yeah, I'll put a bit of spod out, cook myself some dinner, and then fingers crossed, hopefully we can get some during the night to show you. But yeah, but the important thing as far as I'm concerned is that I'm now fishing how I want to be for this session. So kind of sent that one out a bit like a bullet, but it hit the mark before it hit the clip, so all good. What the seagulls are like in their little free feed anyway. Right guys, that's the 3 spods I'm going to do over the middle rod. And so I'm going to do the 2 outside rods now. I'm not going to film them as well because don't need to see all the bait that's going out. You get the gist of what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to crack on with this. Hopefully catch up with you later. Right guys, that is spodding complete. I ended up doing 4 spoms of bait over each rod in the end, mainly because my spod mix that I've got is mainly slop, to be fair, rather than anything solid in it. So as in solid bait wise I've put out, not a lot would have gone out, so, but you know, enough so that there's a little bit of a munch there for the fish if they turn up on me spot. But it's more, to be fair, that spod mix, it's more cloud and slop and attraction, to be fair. So I'm sure some of you might go, oh, 4 spods per rod, that's a lot for this time of year. When it's mainly slop, it isn't. Because I've just been spodding, they're at a shot now, but 2 swans are just around the corner. They obviously think I've dropped lots of bait in the margins, which I haven't, and they were under me rods and hit me lines. Oh, you know the palaver you get with swans. But anyway, so that's it. My tactics for how I want to fish this session are now complete. Obviously we've explained the rig, hook bait, you know, presentation, how I'm going to fish, and now that's been completed with the particle spod mix that's gone out over the top. So yeah, so I'm going to put the camera away now guys. So whatever happens now, it's down to the fish to do their bit. If they don't do their bit, it's their fault, not mine. I know what I'm doing works. What I'm doing now has worked plenty of times for me before here on Hunt's Corner. So it's definitely the fish's fault if they don't react to it. Alright, I'm going to put the camera away now guys. Hopefully I'll get to see you during the night, first thing in the morning. Who knows, but fingers crossed guys. And guys, just come down to the water's edge and I spotted this little fellow. You can see him just about. Little buggers. See if I get in with my head torch. There we go. That's another good reason for using the old plastic baits, because there seems to be more and more of these little buggers turning up in our lakes. And when you can use the old plastic baits, these little fellas can't chew them to pieces. So guys, first fish on the bank. Not sure exactly what time it is. I'm pretty sure it's gone 10 o'clock, around 11 o'clock maybe. I was sat up watching a film on my phone, and oh, come on, settle down. And oh, my left hand rod absolutely melted off. Quite a nice fish. Oh, come on, be nice. Oh, just give me a nice tail flap, soaking wet. So come on, settle down. Oh, just give me another nice tail flap on my leg. There you go, guys. Oh, come on. Oh, tell you what, she's giving me a bigger fight. Or he. Wasn't a bad fight coming in, but come on, settle down. How about that, guys? First fish, 25.5 pound. So once again, Hunt's Corner has been really good to me. And if this is only the only fish I get, I'll be really happy with that, because it's a really nice fish too. So as we saw earlier on the PVA bags, single fake corn in the seafood beetling, and a little bit of spod mix of mixed particle over the top. So yeah, happy bunny. So the blank's out the way with a pretty much exactly mid-20. Right, let's get a few stills and then get her back. I'm having to film from the doorway in my bivvy as well, by the way, guys, because there is a little bit of rain in the air, so I can't really get my camera outside. So we are filming from inside the bivvy. Oh, right, that's enough. Well, get the stills done and then get her back. Good morning, guys. And yes, it's still dark because it is only early hours of the morning. Oh, where did I put my phone? I've only just put it down, but yeah, so it's about 2:15. And we are currently in a fish on position. Really, you see? Why are you sat in your bivvy? It's because the fish has swam into a weed bed and is currently locked up in that weed bed. Right hand rod this time. So what I've done is kind of like the classic kind of weed bed procedure, is I've loosened up the drag, put the rod back down on the rod rest alarm, and now just leaving it, and hopefully the fish will swim out of its own accord. With it being 2:15 in the morning, I'm sure it's 2:15. Where did I put my phone? Here it is. Yeah, it's only past 2, so hopefully the fish won't decide that'll take too long before wanting to swim out of that weed bed, or whatever it's going to do. One good thing though is that it's allowed me to do to run to me rods. I just had me like little lightweight, whatever you call them, on like the mesh shoes or whatever, in case I have to get in the water or anything to get a better angle. I've now got my wellies on. So yeah, so at 2:15 I'm wide awake and we're playing the waiting game. So good morning guys, and yeah, it was a bit of a eventful night last night. Obviously I had that fish last night around about 11 o'clock, and then the last time I spoke to you was when the right hand rod had gone off and it was stuck in the weed. That was about 2:15 in the morning that take went. I was stood beside my rods for an hour last night, and come 3:15 nothing was happening. I was getting no bleeps or anything to indicate a fish was still there and trying to pull out the weed. So what I'd done in the end, like I say, I waited an hour, exactly 3:15 this morning, got in the water with my wellies, went as deep as I could in my wellies, and then just give a pull. Now even when a fish is stuck in weed, you can often still feel whether the fish is on or not, more specifically on, I'm getting at, because you can still feel when they're kind of doing that with their tail. You can feel it up the line and through the rod. I felt nothing. So sometimes even when a fish is just waving its pecks, sometimes that's enough. You can feel it up the line. I felt absolutely nothing up the line when I kind of picked the rod up again an hour later, and so basically I just kind of give the rod a bit of a pull, and the fish must have done me in the weed. There was nothing there, and my line actually broke in the end on the weed. So that second take last night resulted in nothing apart from me having to re-rig at about 3:30 in the morning. It's getting on for about 10 o'clock now, and I've only just got out of bed. Bit of a nippy morning, so hot chocolate on the go. But I'm not in any rush to redo the rods. As you know, all the rods are fishing single grains of imitation fake corn. You don't need to change them baits just for the sake of it, because it's bits of plastic at the end of the day. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy this hot chocolate. Like I say, it is a bit of a nippy morning. I'll have some breakfast soon, and then we might do a recast, just so that there's some fresh PVA bags giving off more attraction. But yeah, I'm not in any rush to redo the rods when I'm fishing sort of plastic hook baits. Right, hopefully we can get some more action, but the main thing is we're not blanking. Right guys, so you probably notice the rods on the older alarms at the moment. That's because I just had to wind in and go and visit the cubicle of death. We're about 1 o'clock sort of in the afternoon now, so midday, traditionally the kind of time of day I'll do any spodding, and because I put some bait out yesterday and had 2 runs off of it, before I put the rods back out I'm going to spot a bit more bait out over me spots in a minute. So one good thing about having to go all the way at that end is that I stopped at my van before I come back down, picked up a new spod glove. It's not actually a spod glove, it was a glove I borrowed from my old job at Honda. But the good thing about these gloves is that they've got like a rubberized front on them, and yeah, they're absolutely perfect for using as a spod glove. So I mean, the last one I had, I don't even know what I'd done with it, but I cut all the other fingers off and just kept the, you know, the finger used for casting. But anyway, right, waffling now about gloves. So let's get the old spod rod out and then get a bit more bait out. Probably do the same amount of bait as I did yesterday. 4 spods per spot. Another one that went out like a bullet. But just hit the water as it hit the clip, so there or thereabouts. To be fair, I'm a bit out of practice with spodding because any sessions I've done recently with putting bait out, it's always been with the bait boat. One was better, a bit more on target as well. Right guys, so that's that rod done. I'm going to crack on, do the other 2 spots. I'm not going to film them, you don't need to see bait going out on every single rod, but yeah, so crack on, get the rods back out and get fishing again. And guys, first rod about to go back out. right hand rod. For some reason, I thought we've all got these little quirky things. Whenever I redo my rods, I always go right to left. Don't know why, that's something I do. Pretty much on target. Alright, rod number 2, guys. Middle rod, obviously. Absolutely on the money, that one. There's a marker of some sort tied to a branch on the far bank. What obviously a previous angler has put there. I don't know what it is, can't make it out from this side, but that's the spot I'm fishing to on this middle rod. And that was absolutely dead in line with that marker. So I don't know whether it's a hot spot or whether someone's just put it there for their kind of casting target, but either way, that cast was right on it. Right, that's it guys. As you can see, third rod is now on the alarm. I didn't film that one going out because do you really want to watch every rod going out every time? Probably not. But anyway, yeah, all 3 rods went out. Sweet as a nut. I'm happy with where they've all landed. I'm happy with the amount of bait I've put out. So yeah. So unless any more fishy action happens between now and me packing up kind of tomorrow afternoon, I might not touch the rods again. Obviously we've seen we're fishing with the plastic hook baits. And you know, they're glugged into beetle in, so I don't have to worry about the baits losing any attraction whatsoever, because I've fished with fake baits glugged in beetle in for 24, 48 hours. You bring them in after that kind of amount of time and they still smell and taste of the beetle in. The rubber that fake baits are made of just absorb the flavour, the taste, the smell of the beetle in just brilliantly. And so yeah, so potentially they were my last casts. Hopefully not, you know, I would like some more fish, but yeah, so basically what I'm saying now is, unless any fish come along, I'm not going to touch the rods now. I'm just going to let them do their thing. There's plenty of grub out there now for the fish to home in on, and then hopefully they find the bit of grub that's got the rig attached to it. Evening guys, so the time is approaching, I think 7 o'clock, or it's either just gone 7 o'clock, something like that, but either way it's going to be dark soon, so obviously no action yet since the rods went out this afternoon. And as I said earlier on, not touching the rods, don't need to because of the hook baits that I'm using. But yeah, just a little sort of evening update really to say, you know, I'm going to put the camera away now, probably another half hour, 45 minutes, and it'll be getting dark. The sun has already dropped below the horizon, so yeah, so it's going to be getting dark pretty soon. Camera's already starting to gain some condensation, which isn't going to be good for it, so camera's going to go away now, and hopefully, like last night, I can get the camera out again and see you during the hours of darkness, guys. So hopefully see you in the night, guys. Good morning, guys and girls. I'm sure there's a few of you female types that watch my videos. Yeah, as you've obviously guessed from no nighttime footage, it was a quiet night last night. Very quiet indeed. Not a single bleep, liner, nothing. Heard a few fish crashing out in front of me, kind of to the area to the left. Yeah, literally not a single bleep happened last night, so yeah, can't tell you why. Like I say, with all the boshing you can hear at night, there's definitely fish out there. Yeah, so I've only just managed to crawl out of my pit. It's just coming up for 9 o'clock now. Need to start packing up about 4 o'clock, I think, this afternoon, because the gates lock at 6 o'clock now for winter hours, so that gives me about 7 more hours of fishing. Obviously, I said yesterday I'm not going to touch the rods until any fish come along. That's still the case. I'm not going to touch the rods. I mean, why disturb the water more than you need to, especially with the plastic hook baits that I'm fishing. So I mean, I'm sure some of you might comment you would do a morning recast. If that's what you do, then that's what you do, but yeah, certainly when I've only got 7 hours of fishing to go, I'm not going to disturb the water just for the sake of a recast. And guys, I've decided to call a bit of an early end to this session. As you can see, the rods are still out, but practically everything else is packed up or bar my bivvy. Yeah, so everything but the rods and the bivvy is all on the oh, excuse me, is all on the barrow now. And unless anything happens in the last few minutes in the time it takes me to get the bivvy down, then yeah, I'm gonna call an end to the video here, guys. I mean, I can't complain. Like I said, it is mid-October. We are autumnal now. Things are getting cold and chilly. Water temperatures are starting to go cold now. The fish are slowing down on their feeding, and that's been very evident here as well. I've had the 2 runs. Obviously, one lost, one going in the weed, but I haven't blanked. That's the main thing. And to have a mid-October session and not blank with a nice mid-20 to boot as well, you know, I can't complain at that. Next week I might go to Farlow's. not 100% made up my mind yet, but another venue I normally kind of do at least one session a year at, and I've not been to yet this year. So so before it gets too cold, yeah, I might try and get a fallow session in for the next video. Like I said, not 100% made up my mind on that yet, guys. But yeah, from a very slow Hunt's Corner, like I say, unless anything happens in the next 10-15 minutes while I get the bivvy down, then that's it, guys. So till the next video, tight lines.